Okay, so this is video 2, and I wanted to briefly introduce you to the two add-ons for Firefox. First one is Firebug, and the second one being Web Developer. And the first one, Firebug, has a much more functions to it than what I'm going to show you, but I don't really want to delve into that here because it's going to take too much time. I may do that a little bit later on. But the way it helps is in locating elements on a page that you might want to work with. If I right click and I choose Inspect Element, Firebug pops up at the bottom. If I go through each of these, right, it tells me that the blue area up there is the headlines area. Then next is text. If I go to the next division down here, sitemap left is what we named that in the custom style sheet, and it's giving me sitemap left and sitemap right. So they're the areas that we're looking for. And over on this side, here's sitemap right. What I want to do is I want to give this a little bit of margin so it's away from this left-hand part of the sitemap, so I've got some separation there. Now, to test this out, what we do is we use Web Developer. Web Developer places a toolbar on Firefox, and I'm going to select CSS. It has a number of choices, but I'm going to choose Edit CSS. Now, one thing to remember here is it's not permanent. It's just a way of testing before you actually do any permanent changes, so that you know that they're working and that you're not going to be testing and coming back and fixing and testing and coming back, that sort of thing. Alright, so I'm going to choose the custom CSS file, and I'm going to look for that. Well, I know where it is because this was the CSS we used, and what I want to locate is this sitemap right, which is sitemap R down here. Now, just to separate these out a little bit, you can see in the format here, most of this page has been, and I will fix it later, most of this page is laid out so it's a lot clearer in the changes. And I might just do that now just to show you what I mean. If I put my cursor behind the curly bracket, left-hand curly bracket, press enter, and behind the right-hand curly bracket, press enter, it separates that piece of text. If I give a line between there and there, and I do the same thing again behind the left curly bracket and behind the right curly bracket, and then I give it another line, I come to the right hand side of the curly bracket, press enter, give it another line, it's separating it out. So if you have to deal with any of these elements, you can do so, not get lost, so to speak. You can deal with them separately. Let's do this again. And behind the text, and there, I'll even go as far as just fix this up as well. Give it some space. Get it out here. Same here again. Finish this off. Some space. 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, now that separates everything and allows me a bit of breathing room. And here's the custom sitemap left, float left, width 30%. So I'm going to change that to width 25%. Let's see what we come up with. Let's see the changes. I'll move out of there. Right, so that's allowed me some separation. It's exactly what I wanted to do. And all I've done is reduce the percentage of the width of the column. Alright, now, so what we need to do to make a permanent change in this is to copy all this text. So we're going to copy the whole element of where we were for when we actually, I'll put it so there. I want to highlight the entire lot of this code right down to the space down the bottom. And as normal, right click and copy. Now if I bring up the the custom CSS file that we used last time, which is here. Now here was that code that we put in last time, and I'm going to replace that with the nice neat code that we had that we just did then. So Control V, I'll put that space in between there and there. So as you can see, that's a lot neater than what I first put in, and I did that on purpose so I could show you just the difference. All my code, if you have a look, okay, there is set out in much the same way. So nice and neat, easy to find, easy to see, good habits to get into if you're going to start to do a bit of customization. Alright, so if I just save that, bring it over with those changes, and come back onto the page and refresh the page. But before I do that, I'll shut off this and you can see the changes will go back. See, that's gone back to the way it was because there's no permanent change there until I actually refresh and close that. You'll now see that the separation has taken place. It's reduced that to 25% of the total width and left a space between there and the next column. Okay, so that's briefly an introduction to Web Developer and Firebug. I do intend to do some more later on. Both those files are below the video. Go ahead and implement this on your blog, and then let me know how you go in the comments. Thanks a lot. See you later.